Hello everyone, welcome to Patty Boy's Grill. If you're ready, let's get grilling. Alright, good morning guys, Pat Applegate here, and happy Thanksgiving. This is it, this is a Thanksgiving morning. As you can see with the smoke rolling, we got the grill started, it's getting all preheated. So what I did, I'm going to bring this down and show you guys. We got the charcoal grill instead of the gas grill. One thing about Weber, there, this is what they call indirect cooking. I've got two baskets that you can buy through Weber. Get charcoal on either side of it. There we go. And then the nice thing about this is once we get the bird on there, get things going, we can also add some wood chips. I've got some hickory chips here, and I'll show you a little secret that I do to get things smoking. So let me get the rest of this put together and we'll get going. We're ready to start putting all this together and get our bird on here cooking. So our first tip, you saw that I've got charcoal on either side, which is called indirect cooking. Little secret, little tip for you here. Take one of these, put it in the middle here. What that does is that catches all the drippings, grease and everything. When you're done with this, take this, run it through a strainer, and then take these drippings and add it to your gravy. It'll bring your gravy to a whole next level. So now that we got that in, put the grates in. So I've got the stainless steel kind that have the ends that fold up, specifically designed to go with these baskets, so I can open these up and add some wood chips for the smoke. Montreal chicken season, that's all I use. Take and rub the whole bird with oil first, then the seasoning, and then we just take, I've got some chunked up onions, apples, and some fresh sage. All goes inside. Alright, so we got everything stuffed in. Apples, onions, and some fresh sage leaves. The only thing left to do now is just get the back here trussed up. We got some little bit of twine that's designed to be right on the grill. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to hurt your meat. It's not going to hurt anything. Just get it all tied up good. Once we get it tied up good, then we can get her on the meat, get her on the grill. Get things going here. Alright. See that? Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. There we go. Right in the middle. Alright. So, like I pointed out, the sides here open up so you can access your charcoal on the sides. What we do with that is I got this little tip here, little smoker bags. Just your basic everyday hickory chips, nothing fancy. A piece of heavy duty aluminum foil, fold it in half, and then roll the edges, put it in there, and then just poke a little hole. That's all you need, a little hole. Just lay it right on top of your hot coals. Now, eventually, this bird's going to get wrapped with foil, all right? For now, I like to leave it unwrapped, get some smoke going in here, and let all of this exposed skin and meat get some good smoke on it, and then we'll wrap it with some foil so it doesn't get too dark or even burn. So let's get the lid on this thing, and we can get started with it. There we go. Alright, with the Weber kettle grills, you've got this on the top, and you've got one on the bottom. Vents. You can use them in conjunction with each other to control your heat. Get them both open, and it's going to get really hot in there really quick. Once we get everything hot, then we can start closing them and bring the heat down a little bit if we need to. Okay. Now, I'd said about how I'm a Weber guy. One of the reasons for that is one of the services that Weber has is they've got many cookbooks out there that explain exactly how to use the grill. They explain the recipes, and they explain times and temperatures for all of your meats. So we can access this book to find out how long this 13.5 pound bird needs to cook on this to get to the temperature that we need. So this bird's going to be about 4 to 5 hours on this grill. So we'll keep checking back in every now and then, and we'll get a thermometer in there, and we'll keep an eye on the temperature for you. Alright guys, so I wanted to give you just a quick preview of just exactly what happens with those little aluminum bags that I made, that I put the hickory chips in. You can see the smoke rolling out. See that smoke billowing right out of that? I got one on each side. Definitely going to get some good smoke on that bird, mainly because the smoke that's coming out of there is in such close proximity to it. So I talked to you guys about the books, okay? I have several of these Weber books. This one just happens to be one of my favorites. The books are all broken down into starters, red meat, poultry. So if you go to the poultry section, it lists all different kinds of recipes for chicken, turkey, you name it. But in the beginning, it's got all kinds of information. This is where we get what we're doing right now. Grilling guides for poultry. Here's a turkey, whole, unstuffed. Now, ours is stuffed with the apples and the onions, but this gives you an idea. 12 to 14 pounds, 2 1/4 to 3 hours at indirect cooking. So, like I said, when you go with Weber, you can get the books, and the books pretty much tell you everything you need to know. I wanted you guys to see this. It's only been about 20 minutes, and my little aluminum smoke bags that I put on there, as you can see, they're already spent. They're not smoking anymore. But look at that bird. That's after just 20 minutes. Look at that smoke that's on that. So, and then one other little tip. Because we're charcoal here, these charcoal bricks are going to constantly be burning down. I keep a little container of charcoal right next to it. So you have to keep checking your fire, and every now and then you're going to have to be adding more bricks just to keep this whole process going. So this is after it hasn't even been an hour, and this is what we look like with all the smoke on here. So what we're going to do is add a few more charcoals to it, close the vents to turn the heat back a little bit, and then we're going to wrap this thing with aluminum foil so it doesn't get too much more darker. We don't want it to get too dark, or worse yet, burnt. So let's get this thing wrapped with foil. So we're at a point now where I think we can relax a little bit. All right, we got some extra charcoal briquettes put on there. We got it wrapped with aluminum foil. Turn the vents back a little bit, kind of close it down, maybe bring the temperature down a little bit, so we can just let it go for a little bit before we check it again. So another reason why we do this out here on the grill, whoever is cooking inside and using the oven will tell you straight out that space in the oven is at a premium. And if you can have your bird out here doing it on the grill, first of all, myself personally, I think it tastes better. Second of all, that's one less very large thing that you have to have in the oven. And whoever is cooking everything in the oven, they're going to thank you for it. So now that we're at the point where we're kind of on cruise control with this turkey, let's relax with a little drink. So all the ladies in the house are inside drinking mimosas. Well, I'm not really much of a mimosa guy. What I am, though, is a Captain Morgan guy. And they've got this new Jacko Blast. So what we're going to make is a Jacko apple cider. It's real simple. A little Jacko Blast and some fresh chilled apple cider. There. Now, that's a fall/Thanksgiving drink. Yeah. So remember I talked about keeping an eye on the temperature. I also talked about every time you take a thermometer and stick your meat with it, that's a place for all the juices and everything to run out. This is why I like this type of thermometer. You can put this in right at the very beginning and it stays in. And the heat from the oven, or the heat in this case from the grill, is not going to hurt it at all. And as you can see, we're at about 140. I want to get it up to about 160, 165, and then we'll take it off. And also remember I said about letting it rest. So a bird this size, we'll let it rest for at least a half an hour. And during the resting time, the temperature will go up 5 degrees or more. So here's where we're at. This thing is done. I like mine to be right about 160, 165. As you can see, that's right where we're at. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and we're going to let it set for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, you don't tent this. Usually when you would leave some meat rest, you would take a piece of aluminum foil and tent it. But because it's sitting so long, if you do that, the skin on this, which right now is very crispy, the skin will get light and soggy. So we're just going to put it in the house on the tray and leave it set for about 45 minutes to an hour before we start cutting. But we're ready to go. Here you go, everybody. This is the finished product. This is with the thermometer out and the aluminum off. Yep, it's a little bit darker than what you would expect out of the oven, but that's mostly because of the smoke. But this is basically, this is done. This is a beautifully cooked bird. All right. The bird is off. It's ready to be brought into the house and just leave it set and rest. I did want to show you this though. Remember what I said about this little tray in here. Right there is all your drippings and whatnot. Do not throw that out. That right there is liquid flavor. You want to keep this. You'll strain out all the little bits and pieces and then just add this to your gravy. You're going to, trust me, you're going to thank me. There it is, everyone. Just like I said, take the tray out from the grill and strain it right into this cup. And there is your liquid flavor. Just add that right to your gravy. I promise you, you guys will thank me for this. Okay, it's a beautiful enough day that we're all having dinner out here. I hope you guys learned something from all this. And the Applegates want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us.